I gotta hand it to you, Disney. I've doubted you, I've called you names, I've called you shills, I've said horrible things about you because I think you're a mostly trash company, but that's 99% of the time. 1% of the time, you make some legitimately touching, heartfelt movies that really work. And Toy Story 4 just happens to be that 1% of time.
Woody, why am I alive? You are a toy. You belong to Bonnie. These are your friends.
Woody, I have a question. Well, actually, not just one. I have all the questions.
No, but for real, I really enjoyed Toy Story 4, and that's not something that I really thought I would be saying. I made the trailer reaction to the first trailer 4 or 5 months ago to this movie, and I was incredibly disappointed with what I saw. Who cares? Why is this the story you needed to tell for a 4th entry into the series? Because this is very clearly a cash grab. Everyone talked about how Toy Story 3 was like the best of the trilogy. It was really emotional, but that movie almost did nothing for me. It was kind of cliche driven. It had a lot of generic plot points. It had a lot of generic characters, and I didn't really get invested in anything. But this movie managed to pull me in, to suck me in for the first time since Toy Story 2, which is pretty old at this point. I think what this movie really does is that it manages to give every main character, at least, motivation and character. I don't think I've seen a Disney movie with this much character growth for I don't even know how long. There are so many well-developed, interesting characters with good motivations that you clearly understand, and it really draws you into this stripped-back, simple story of the regular old Toy Story toys out at a carnival where they have to get a fork back to Bonnie, the main character's kid. And it's a really simple story. Just go save this toy. That's pretty much the same story that they've gone with for every Toy Story movie, except maybe the 3rd one. Just save this toy, save this toy. Oh, this toy's gone, save that one. It's a simple story, but this one somehow feels a lot more stripped back and nostalgic without putting it in your face. It never says, look, remember the theme song, which it does play at the beginning, but it doesn't like rub your face in it. It doesn't ever rub your face in things that you would know. It's just nostalgic without forcing it.
No, I got it.
And like I said, the character motivations here, I think, are my favorite part of the movie. There is a big villain that you think is the big villain for most of the movie. It's the Gabby old 50s doll who has Forky as a hostage for most of the movie, so you kind of root against her just based on you like the main toys and they're going against her. So it's this simple character versus villain type of story, but then it transforms as you start learning that this main villain, all she wants is to also have a kid. And it's a really relatable motivation to the rest of the toys, and so they start helping her, and then she isn't a villain. So she is a villain, but with a motivation that makes sense. Everyone's motivation is clear, the arcs are clear, and it never forces anything. There are a few moments where, you have the 3rd act low point between the 2nd and the 3rd act when the characters have to not like each other, and they have that, and it does feel forced, and there are a few other plot points that happen in these types of movies that do feel cliche and forced, but that's, it's a Disney movie, so they're gonna have that. And while it bothered me, it didn't bother me enough to where I didn't dislike the movie.
Let's kaboom.
But that's kind of all I really have to say about it. I don't have a lot on my mind about this movie. It's just a legitimately well-made, it's beautifully animated. I don't know how Pixar gets these hyper-realistic textures and environments and this gorgeous lighting. I don't know how they do that with their animation. It's really, really good stuff. and all the voice acting is typically great, but aside from that technical stuff that most people don't even care about, the story is simple, and the characters are developed enough to where you understand what's going on and what drives their decision making. The plot isn't driving the movie forward, it's the characters that are. And that's probably the best thing that Disney has done in I don't even know how long. This movie legitimately I thought was touching and really heartfelt, and I would highly recommend it. Ugh, that felt weird. That felt weird, talking about a Disney movie. 7 out of 10, maybe even an 8. I want to actually watch this again, which is weird. Maybe when I watch it again, it'll go up. I don't know. Maybe it'll go down. Who knows? But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Disney.